Hello everyone, it's me speaking out of code, and today I'm going to give you a quick overview over 20 plus quality of life mods to improve your Minecraft survival world experience. So let's just hop right into it. The first mod we're going to take a look at is called Similify, and it allows you to zoom into character or also zoom into faraway places to actually take a closer look at what is happening over there. So yeah, let's just do that, and you can also scroll in with your mouse wheel so that you can actually see things that are further away, which is extremely cool. Don't you think so? I think so. The next two ones we're going to take a look at are sodium and raised sodium options, which allow you to improve your client's performance by quite a bit, and that you can also see when going to the video settings, and yeah, you can see that you got a lot more options. The specific way the options are displayed is made possible by raised sodium options, and sodium itself basically enables all of these options themselves, which is very cool. Note that some of the options, for example the ones from Battlegrass 5, Continuity, Iris, Lamp Dynamic Lights, More Culling, and Sodium Extra, are created by additional mods, and the ones with sodium can be found up here. Have you ever been in a situation where you've been coming home from a long mining session and wanted to put your items into a chest but had to click each stack on their own to actually put them in there? Well, not anymore. With the mod mouse tweaks, you can actually just hold down the shift key and then just go over all of your items by holding it down and holding your mouse button down, and all the items can just go in there. So I really recommend installing that one because it's really awesome. Mouse tweaks also allows you to scroll on items to actually just take a few out of that chest without actually having to grab the stack and click each single time. So that is actually also pretty awesome. The next mod we're going to take a look at is pretty interesting for everyone who is sometimes traveling through caves but does not want to place down tons of torches because he's never going to be in that cave ever again. So the mod we're talking about is Lamp Dynamic Lights, which allows you to just hold a torch and basically it dynamically lights the environment where you're walking, so you don't need to place the torch to actually light the environment around you, which is extremely cool. So yeah, check out Lamp Dynamic Lights if you are interested in that one. The next mod we're looking at is probably known to a lot of you guys, but I'm still gonna show it because it is very useful for a survival world, and it is called Just Enough Items. Just Enough Items allows you to take a look at recipes for basically everything and even see which machines you can use to actually craft them. It's, in my opinion, way more useful than the building crafting book, even though that can also be very nice. The next mod we're going to take a look at is very useful for everyone playing bigger mod packs, or for everyone who has had problems with not finding the keybind you wanted to change in the settings menu. So if we click on options and on control and on keybinds, we can see our controls menu, but if we search for a keybind, it can take quite a while, especially if we have some mods installed. So the mod we're going to use for that is called Controlling. Controlling gives you a search bar and a few settings which allow you to basically very easily find keybinds that you're searching for. If you're, for example, just searching for an unbound keybind, you can just click on show unbound and you see which keybinds you've not had bound yet. And if you want to see which keybinds might conflict with other keybinds you have enabled, you can click on show conflicts and it will show you the ones immediately. Also, if you're interested in just finding a very specific keybind, for example a keybind to change your perspective, you can just search for perspective up here in the search field, and there it goes. So we can see target perspective, and currently it's set to R, and if I want to change it I can just do so. That is very nice. So yeah, just check out Controlling if you want that. That is pretty nice. Are you tired of placing down each shulker box you have in your inventory to actually find out what is in there? Well, Shulker Box Tooltip got you covered. Shulker Box Tooltip enables you to basically just open your inventory and hold shift while hovering over your shulker box to actually see what is in each shulker box. Doing so makes it a lot easier to actually just go there and take out the correct shulker box you want to get to obtain the item you want to have, and that is very awesome. Have you ever been in the situation of having a lot of walls saved in your game and not knowing which one is which, and also kind of being afraid of deleting your favorite survival world you've been playing at since a few years? Well, I got you covered. You can install the Cherish Worlds mod, which allows you to set a world as a favorite, and doing so makes it so that the world immediately shows up on the top, and if you try to delete it, the button is just red and you cannot press it. So if you try to press it, nothing happens, and so you cannot accidentally delete your world, at least inside of the game. Have you ever been in your world and wished for greater render distance, or just have a bad PC see and you cannot set your rendering chunks that high, well, I got you covered once again. And yeah, you can just check out the Distant Horizons mode, which allows you to render a bunch of additional chunks, which are basically not real chunks, and they're just being rendered in a way lower quality, which makes it very easier for your game to render them. But since they are so far away, you cannot really see them being not so much of a higher quality as long as you don't zoom in. The next mod for your survival world, which I want to take a look at, is the Visual Crafting Table mod, which basically allows you to put items inside of your crafting table and actually see them and the crafted result over the crafting table, and also it avoids the crafting table dropping the items as soon as you close it. Please note that it also kinda is some type of a gameplay modification doing so you have to decide on if you actually want that in your survival world or not, because it allows you to let the items just stay inside of the crafting table. The next very awesome mod I want to take a look at is the Cubes Without Borders mod. Cubes Without Borders allows you to fix the issue you may have already been suffering from, which is basically that when you click outside of your window to, for example, check on a message a friend sent to you, your game just minimizes, which you don't want to happen. So if you have Borders full screen installed, you can just click on other applications on your PC without the game actually minimizing, because it's being handled differently by your operating system, which is pretty cool. Another wonderful mod I want to take a look at is called E4MC, and E4MC allows you to basically go into the escape menu, and I can actually not do that inside of this world as I've already done it, but if we go into a different world, for example into the creative redstone stuff world I got here, we can actually click here onto escape and then onto open to internet, which allows us to set a few settings, and after that we see in the chat local game hosted on port that and that, local game hosted on domain that and that. That domain you can send to a friend who can then instantly join your private world without you needing to pay for a server, which is pretty nice. Have you ever played a bigger mod pack and asked yourself, what mods do I actually have installed in here? Well, I got you covered. The mod menu allows you to click onto the escape menu and select mods, and then you can actually see a detailed list of all the mods you have installed, including a description of most of them. The next mod I want to take a look at is called Controlify. Controlify allows you to connect the controller to your game and basically just use your favorite console controller to play the game without the mouse or the keyboard, which is very cool if you want to play a survival world with a bit of a different feeling by using your controller. Sadly, I cannot show you that since I don't have a controller, but I guess you can just check it out yourself if you have one, so yeah, go for it. One of my favorite mods to include in this list is called Resourcify. Resourcify allows us to basically just go into the options menu and then select resource packs and then this little plus icon to instantly download resource packs from Modrind. Modrind is a big platform containing a lot of resource packs, shader packs, and a lot more, which you can download by using Resourcify or their website, which is pretty awesome. And I should actually stop saying pretty awesome since I've said that tons of time this video. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. The next mod to be taking a look at is called Chunky. Chunky allows you to use in-game commands to just reload chunks in your world, which allows you to avoid your game having to load in the chunks all the time when you are exploring a new region. So you can just execute the command Chunky center down set the center where Chunky should basically start to generate chunks around, and then you can go there and use Chunky start to actually start generating a bunch of chunks in your world. In this case, it generates chunks in a radius of 500, I think it's blocked, and yeah, as soon as the chunks are generated, which can take a while, the game will run a lot more nicely when you're exploring the regions. Another one of my favorite mods from this list is Xera's minimap and Xera's world map. Those two mods allow you to have a minimap in your game, which you can see on the top right of my screen, and also a world map by pressing a key, which the default key is M, and then you can just look around into your world inside of chunks that were already generated and basically see a quick overview of all things in your world. For example, also a quick overview of some mobs, and also a quick overview of, for example, some mountains and some forests, deserts, and a lot more, which is very useful when having a quick world and also to just find your base when you've been far away from it. In my opinion, this enables you to travel a lot easier since you don't have to be afraid of never finding a base again. One of the last mods I want to take a look at today is the Apple Skin mod. Apple Skin allows you to basically have a different look at your hunger bar by showing you how much saturated you are. By looking at your saturation, you can actually see much more detailed information about when you're gonna get hungry again, which is pretty nice. You can see that by those kind of golden hunger bars, which is pretty useful. The last mod I want to take a look at today is called Iris Shaders, and as the name implies, it allows you to enable shaders. What is a shader, you may ask? Well, a shader is basically what enables me to currently have shadows and all those nice things on those trees, which is pretty awesome. Didn't I say I didn't want to say that again? Well, here we go. How do you use Iris Shaders, you may ask? Well, you can just click on the options and go into video settings and scroll down a bit until you find your shader pack settings, and if you go there, you can actually see which shaders you have installed, and if you don't have any installed, you can either install them with the resource file what I mentioned earlier, or by going onto Modroom to download them and put them onto the shader packs folder you can open by pressing this button. A shader can be then selected, and as soon as we change one, which we can do very quickly, let's just do that, and here we go. Now we can see that our game looks a bit different because we do have a different shader installed. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That would really help me out a lot. So yeah, just do that please, and we'll see us in the next video where we're gonna take a look at a few more nice Minecraft mods which can help you to improve your experience, or which add like a lot of nice cool stuff, or such other things. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, we'll see. I don't know what we're gonna do. Whatever. Okay. Bye. Okay. Bye.